Welcome back to Roast Education, this is Zed. Today we're going to be talking about Cleveland-Cliffs. In this video we're going to be taking a look into their due diligence, technical analysis, and what we can anticipate in the near future and the longer term future for the stock. So Cliffs. Cliffs is currently the largest flat-rolled steel producer in North America. Following the acquisition of ArcelorMittal USA and AK Steel and the competition of our Toledo direct reduction plant, in 2020, Cleveland-Cliff is a different company. We are a vertically integrated, highly valued steel enterprise. We have a unique advantage of being self-sufficient, beginning with the extraction of raw materials through the manufacturing of steel products, tubular components, and stamping and tooling. So this company is one off that I could consider somewhat outperforming the competition and is undervalued. Now you're able to see here on a 1 year basis, they've currently in historical share performance overperformed or outperformed different other competitions. In a 5-year term, you get to see that the company itself is still following the general trends, but the way they've actually managed the money and their capital has seen a massive increase in at least since 2020 till now. Now, this company is not in any means overvalued in that sense. Yes, they have traded very similarly to one another, but the micro trends you're able to see overall to be somewhat similar with massive dips on certain days. So you get to see here the last bits, but the stock generally outperformed these other companies or stocks or indexes just by how they manage their money. So for instance, on the latest news here on the November 18th day, they announced today that they have successfully completed the acquisition of ferrous processing and trading company, including certain related entities, FPTs. The final necessary regulatory clearances in connection with the transactions were obtained in November 17th and is now wholly owned subsidiary of Cleveland-Cliffs. And it also adds FPT, which was necessarily awarded Fast Market's 2021 Scrap Company of the Year, is a leading prime and ferrous scrap processor in the United States. FPT currently processes approximately 3 million tons of scrap per year, approximately half of which is prime grade. Cliff expects to grow its prime scrap presence through its existing relationship with industrial steel consumers. The CEO said the way that the scrap business historically worked has now changed for good. With our closing of the FPT acquisition today, we're now immediately focusing on amplifying the value of what we believe is the next precious metal. To drive this, we have already begun dialogue with our steel customers with a focus on increasing our scrap offtake from their under a real closed loop proposition. Now, some of their presentation outputs or some of their presentation slides give you a bit of a perspective onto what they're all about. So they have a full commitment to ESG policies, including aggressive GNH or greenhouse gas emissions reduction and inclusive capitalism. Now, for track record of cost control and commercial excellence has been really good, and steel market leaders in automotive industry sales and quality. Now, their product mix includes 31% coated, 18% cold rolled, stainless steel and electrical is 4%, hot rolled is 31%, plate is 6%, and slab, rail, and others are 10%. In terms of end market mixes, auto gets you around 24%, distributors and converters are around 39%, infrastructure and manufacturing is around 26%, and others are sitting at around 11%. So their operations footprint is shown here. You get to see a bit more of a diverse than you usually see in terms of track records. Cliff end product mix, you're seeing 18% on sedans and around 82% with trucks and SUVs. And the US auto market trends has been generally going heavier with truck and SUV in terms of steel mixes compared to something like sedans. You're able to see between 2012, where it was half and half, 2021, it's 3/4 for truck and SUVs steel usage versus 25% on sedan. Now, steels for vehicles of tomorrow, so they are in a leadership position in exposed and lightweight material, has created a strong appetite for use of Cliff steels in new electrical vehicle models. So you're able to see as well in powering the greening of America, whether it's in Cliff's plate, so around 130 tons of steel per megawatt, or Cliff's galvanized, or Cliffs goes, which you're able to see whether between solar powers or modern electric grids. The revenues, you're able to see a really massive increase in revenues between Q1 2020 all the way to Q3 2021. You're seeing a really nice increase from 359 million to around 6 billion. Their adjusted EBITDA are ever so bullishly positive. You're able to see 126 million, 286, 513, 1.36, and 1.9 billion. Their net debt over adjusted EBITDA has also been really improving, down to only 1.3. So you're able to see that US HRC pricing, yes, it is on one of the highest. We do expect the metals or steels in general prices to fluctuate, but if you're into getting steel and some kind of precious metals generally into your portfolio, I would consider the steel play as one to be considered for. Now, if we were to take a look into some of their fundamentals, and this is based on last year, price over sales is 0.62 for this company, and it improved quite a lot in 2021. Their debt to assets is only 0.3, and price over book is 2.69. So this company can be considered heavily or undervalued, or at least somewhat close to the competition in terms of valuation, but nonetheless, their growth has been really impressive. Before moving on, if you would like to see more contents like this, make sure to click the subscribe button on the bottom right corner and leave notifications on. Also, don't forget to drop a like to this video. If you enjoyed this video so far, you can join our Discord in the description below if you would like to watch more and discuss a bit more. Institutions have been a bit mixed. You're able to see Jane Steel Corp, for instance, currently has around 3.1 million. Charles Schwab decreased their position by 16%, currently having a 2.8 million shares, and Citara Investments doubling their position. So it goes on and off, but majority of them, or I'd say most of them, not majority, maybe 60% are selling and the rest are adding. Now, short shares availability, it has nothing to do with it. This is very low shorted stock, generally speaking. There's nothing much going on here that is sketchy. Let's move on towards technical analysis now. Now, from a technical analysis perspective, what we're getting to see here is moving averages are somewhat all clumping in together. 50 SMA still above 200 SMA. So it's bullish on this case, but there's not a lot of volatility or action happening in the stock in the last few days. They had some quite a massive candles, generally speaking, but when you're sitting in double digits, it doesn't really matter as much. The MACD here is curving up a little bit towards a positive reversal, so that's good. The willing percent R is sitting at neutral, but closer towards the overbought, or sorry, my bad, the oversold section. By the way, willing percent R is very similar to the relative strength index, or known as the RSI. And so you can expect more buyers to come in to fix this kind of momentum towards a bit more further on towards closer to a neutral bubble. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.